Okay, let's try something different.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Away From Gaming podcast.
We're back again and again and again.
Well, it's only been twice so far since our last hiatus.
We're a double zombie.
You know what they say about habits? So after episode 21, that's when you know we're back for sure. So stay tuned.
Are we starting over from, is this technically episode 2 then?
No, I was going to leave that ambiguous, but thank you for that. Anyways, guys, so we're back. Last week we kind of left off talking about what we
Have been up to.
Yeah, what we've been up to, and also like what we're looking to come out in 2019. So we're gonna just jump straight into it. So Sebastian, I think you were excited about Anthem first, so I'll let you lead off with that.
I don't know if I would say excited.
I personally have high hopes for it.
It looks cool. It looks cool, and the private demo came out for people. Saw glimpses of gameplay, and it feels. First look, it looks like you're just like Iron Man in a suit, just fucking shit up. I heard a lot of people comparing it to Destiny.
Yeah.
Which,
about to say.
for better or for worse, I mean, when Destiny came out, we were playing it a lot, co-op and jumping into it. So I haven't actually played Destiny 2 yet. I was talking to you guys the other night on Xbox that if you see it for $10 anywhere, let me know, because I actually might pick it up and put some hours into it just to continue the story, if anything. Peter Dinklage isn't Ghost anymore, right? Was it Nolan North?
Nolan, yeah, was taken over.
Man.
And he's been overwritten. Like any video logs or anything in the game with his voice was completely overwritten in a patch.
Dinklage's?
Yeah.
Oh, the Dinkle's gone.
Yeah.
He's too big. Ironically.
So I mean, as far as Anthem is concerned, the reason I'm not at all excited, and I actually could not care less, is because of exactly what you said. It's exactly like Destiny, and although it is something we did play a lot when it came out, it's because that game was overhyped as shit. It was also from the makers of Halo, so it had a lot of hype coming into it, as well as the publishers of Call of Duty, so we were all like, oh yeah, this is the perfect game for us. But the problem is, if you remember when Destiny first was announced and released, the advertising behind it, the branding and marketing behind it, was that this game was supposed to be like the World of Warcraft for shooters. You were supposed to be able to buy this one disc, and with this one disc, the game was supposed to last for 10 years. They were just going to keep putting out
side
updates.
Story about that. I remember going with Pat to EB Games, and the employee there actually said, "Do you want?" He was upselling the warranty, of course, for $3, and he was like, "Are you sure you don't want it? Like, this game is going to be serviced for 10 years. Like, you should make sure your disc is good." And Pat was like, "No, I'm good." And like a year later, it was like, all right, we're done updating.
And like,
this game.
not even that, they also re-released the game. We kind of talked about this last time, but they re-released the game multiple times. Anytime there was a DLC, they were like, well, here's another disc for that DLC. Yeah. So it's like, it completely defeats the purpose of what they were initially trying to do, as well as it's a complete lie. Like, they didn't fulfill it.
Well, didn't you have to buy expansion discs for something like World of Warcraft whenever they...
You did, but the game was like $60, and then the expansion was like $14.
Oh, so they sold this as
$60 to $80.
They sold it as
time.
Right, a full new game again plus
correct.
DLC.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, okay, that's.
And there was no other way to buy it on disc, and if you bought it digital, I don't remember. Do you remember how much the packs were? $20, $30?
I would assume
which is a lot.
Canadian.
So
yeah.
Our currency is hockey pucks.
So yeah, like going based off that, Anthem, because it reminds me a lot of Destiny, I'm just going to stay away. And the only other game it's sort of reminiscent of for me is Titanfall. And Titanfall 2 did not do very well.
Is that just based on the way the mechs look, or like the suits?
There's that, but there's also like gameplay elements of it. And then the only other game that it does also remind me of, which once again is not very promising, is The Division. And we all know how that went. So
I actually didn't get The Division. Did you guys play it?
I played it. I played it in beta, and then I also played the actual full game like maybe a month after it released.
Yeah, I have it in my library.
Is it on...
Actually, yesterday I was deleting it because I needed space for other games.
That is definitely one game they should not have let a beta happen for, because I think it discouraged a lot of people from buying the game.
Is it on Game Pass?
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And the thing about Anthem for me, it like, okay, I shouldn't say I have high hopes only because I hope that they're doing better than Destiny, that they learned from Destiny.
Is this EA?
They didn't. I was gonna say they didn't. Believe me, they didn't.
No, isn't this Microsoft Studios or whatever?
No, I thought it was EA.
It's not EA.
Quick,
You guys want to put money
let's
on
search
it?
it up.
Jamie, look that up.
Like, okay, oh no, it is EA because
Yeah,
I remember
I know
Angry
it
Joe
is.
talking about it, and they have
Electronic
the
Arts.
worst.
Yeah, it's
They have the
100%
worst.
EA.
Like
Track
they
record?
have this.
I'm telling you, it is.
No. They have those stupid microtransactions in it again.
Well, forget
they
that.
haven't learned.
Look at like the last 6
No, no,
games
no.
that they've released. All of the big games that they've released recently have been
garbage.
the biggest bombs.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Because it's mostly from microtransactions.
it
Because
doesn't
they-
matter what it's from. At the end of the day, their games suck. Like I'm not going to defend a game because of this, that, and the other. Because at the end of the day, if they even stripped microtransactions from the game, it still sucks.
But
in-
no,
in-
you
in
can't
the-
though, because then you're
They
right.
did it with Battlefront 2.
You're right. Once you strip because they've baked the microtransactions into it.
Yeah.
So their problem is microtransactions, not.
No, the problem
They're
is
in
that
there-
they don't want the player to have the fun from the go. So even when, for example, I didn't want to really get into this because everyone knows about it, but Battlefront 2, when they stripped the microtransactions because everyone flipped out about it,
Yeah.
they didn't really get rid of it. They were just kind of
Because it was
like,
baked
we're
into
just
it.
kind of pausing it for now. So if you guys want to unlock things on your own just through XP, it'll take you a lifetime, but you can unlock it.
But have fun.
And then they inevitably just put the microtransactions back. So it's like, I don't know. I don't have faith in companies like that.
They're not asking how do we make a good game in the offices. They're asking how do we make
the
money
most money
out of this game
For our
after
shareholders, the
launch.
The fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No. Like, to be honest, I wholeheartedly have thought that it was Microsoft the entire time. That's why. But now that I've reminded myself, but now that we've brought it up that it's EA, yeah.
You're like, oh,
And I feel like I know why you were hopeful for it. You were hopeful for it because you correct me if
so
I'm
many
wrong,
shitty games,
but
and I'm
it
trying to
reminded
hope for
you of
something.
like Horizon Zero Dawn and Lost Planet.
Yeah,
Because I initially, when I watched
Yeah.
the first trailer, I was like, oh wow, but then I was like, no.
yeah. Lost Planet.
exploring.
Lost Planet
and-
was like one of the best games.
Yeah. And that's why I'm kind of interested for us to jump into that Monster Hunter World game because I
Yeah.
feel like that'll be kind of similar.
Similar, yeah.
When that was announced and launched, I was actually really interested in it too because
Yeah.
it had that anime feel in
Mhm.
Japanese, and so
Oh,
Another
another
game
thing.
we can take a
Another
look
thing
at.
that we did briefly talk about last time that I will vouch for. So we were talking about that prison game, A Way Out, that Juan had downloaded and he got a free copy.
have you guys been playing?
Yeah, so we did play it. We got pretty far in it. Good game, but I will confirm it is absolutely a trial version. So the version you have your friend download is a trial. So you will unlock all the achievements, you will have all the progress, but the version your friend keeps is a trial version. So
No,
it's
you're
as good
essentially a
as-
second player.
Yeah, but it's a demo version. So without the other person, like you can't even play the game really.
No, because then you'd be giving copies away for free.
Correct.
So it makes sense that the owner of the disc has to be playing. It's like the gym I go to. You can buy an upper
guess.
pass and you can bring the guests with you,
I
but the
get
guests
that.
can't go by themselves
I
because they
get
don't
that,
actually.
but I feel like you should still get the achievements unlocked. They shouldn't be like your achievements are here waiting for you if you ever decide to purchase the game. Like it shouldn't even be on my account.
What would happen if if Juan gave you the disc, you popped it into your Xbox and played as first player? Can you then give him the code?
I would probably
It's
I would
essentially
probably
asking you
get
to
the
do
achievements.
two campaigns,
Yeah.
two playthroughs.
But the thing that I don't get is why is it locking the achievements behind like a wall?
because they want you to play again.
Money.
by-
Because they should I'm saying they should just have me play as an Xbox Live guest, right?
But
Yeah,
then
that's true.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because now it's on
Yeah,
my
yeah.
profile as a 0.
as a zero.
When
But you need
technically
a
it shouldn't
profile
be.
to be able to access your friends list before to access the game. So you need to be
Yeah,
signed
but
into
you
an
can have a
Xbox Live.
profile, and then in the game, it just
Yeah.
like here's your temporary file.
Correct. Because it's not saving any data on my Xbox except for the hash data.
There's
for
no
the
way they
achievements.
would make you sign in twice for that game. He's
No,
essentially inviting
because
you
what
to.
I'm saying is I can only join on his copy,
Right,
like on his existing session, right? He
Right.
sets up a party, I join.
right.
So why not just have me join as a guest? Why do I need to join as double D ownage?
Because you're signed in as that.
Yeah, but there's no advantage to me for
There-
that to be the case.
But there's no
right?
disadvantage
But
either.
the
You're
game-
getting
the
you're
game
getting to play.
developers don't care.
I get
You're
that,
getting
I
to
get
play play for free, right? So, and
I
then if you
suppose.
like it enough, you buy yourself a copy, or in this case,
Or
borrow it from
What
a
I-
friend.
what I'm
and
saying is
play
I don't-
again through for the achievements.
It's a very linear game, so I
Absolutely.
don't see anyone doing that. Like I don't.
Unless-
Even me as an
I'm the
achievement
biggest
hunter.
way out fan.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
need to
unless
play.
I'm an achievement hunter and I'm like, well, I've already played the game and I already got all 800 gamer score, I might as well purchase it. Like, I don't really see anyone doing that because if you've played a game and you're happy just playing it through for completion,
You've played
then
it.
like you've played it. Who cares? It's the same thing as people watching gameplay online on YouTube, right? Like walkthroughs. Sometimes when you aren't interested enough, you just watch a walkthrough and
and you've
that's
got
good enough
the
for you.
experience,
Yeah.
You're like, I just saved myself $60.
Shout out to PewDiePie guys. Subscribe. Do your part.
Shameless plug. By the way, guys,
Are
before
you
we
saying
continue,
that he's PewDiePie?
Hey, bro. Is that good enough?
I'm so full on the pizza that we ate that I have no idea what I'm saying at this time.
Fair enough.
I was about to just say, yo, that pizza we just got was so good. I don't know how many slices I ate, but we had some interesting toppings. We got a chicken strip with barbecue sauce. Hopefully,
And bacon.
And bacon. We got our
I think all 4 pizzas had bacon.
That's possible. They
Wine
either had
with bacon?
or sausage. So yeah,
Yeah.
all 4 pizzas were 100% halal.
wow. Look at us, men, eating our bacon.
I mean, no
I
offense
thought you were going
to
to say
anyone that
eating
can eat
our
pork
arteries to
and is
death.
also a man.
That is very true. That is very true. I identify as bacon now with all the bacon that's in me. So I mean, I guess with Anthem, 2 of us will probably look into playing it. Dylan, you might wait.
Just like I
Definite
said
pass.
in the previous podcast, like, not until I see gameplay and
Yeah.
reviews and everything.
Once it's launched.
Yeah.
No, like I'm a hard pass because I know it's a game that's going to drop in value, just like Star Wars Battlefront 2 did, and just like Destiny 2 did. So I might as well pick up the game for $19 when it is $19 in 3 months.
I like that.
So
thought.
thanks, EA.
Honestly, there's so many games.
Thanks, EA, for making cheap games.
Honestly,
There's so many-
unintentionally cheap.
There's so many games that are in my library that we could totally afford not buying games at full price anymore because
For sure.
there's so much things to play. Like, if
Well-
you're not making a good game, you're not competing.
And
The only
and-
way you're competing with me is like get me to the lowest
I
price point.
agree with that, but as you'll see as we progress through this list, there are certain games that
Yeah.
I, as a gamer that has expendable money, will purchase purely to support something that I think is good in the industry. So I don't know. That's just me, and I know a lot of people do think that way because otherwise Kickstarter and GoFundMe and Patreon would not be things.
Like, for example, Kingdom Hearts 3, or is it like 9 by now? Like 1.5 remix. No, that just came out a couple days ago. What are your thoughts? I never got into Kingdom Hearts, and I played a few Final Fantasy games, and I
I'm
figured
pretty
it's like a
excited.
JRPG,
Yeah.
but I could never get into the whole Kingdom Hearts series with it being Disney, and I don't know. And I love Disney.
I thought it
mean,
was niche.
it was a niche, right? And
Yeah.
then
I
it became
think it's
a
neat.
became a thing.
I like it. I'm actually pretty into it. And now that Disney owns fucking everything under the sun, it might be really cool because they'll throw in like a lot of references and
Well, they have already, and I know there was like there's going to be a Toy Story World or Big Hero.
so this is
6.
what I'm saying. They've always had the Pixar
Yeah.
and Disney stuff, but I'm saying now they even own even more than that. They own Marvel and they own Star Wars, so they have the potential to throw even more into.
They own you.
Yeah,
They bought you. You
I
just
hope
don't
so.
know. You just don't know.
Disney
it's a
owns
good
the
dad to
world.
have.
Yeah, it's an inventory of
It's
people.
a good daddy to have, guys. Hashtag
Daddy, please show me more of your new Star Wars.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that kind of daddy. I was talking about daddy. You know.
Yeah.
Donald
Mickey Mouse.
Duck.
Donald Duck.
Ooh,
The
Donald
double D.
Ducking it.
Is
Yeah.
that your moniker?
Nah, man,
That is
Goofy.
mine.
Goofy
That's
is
what double
like
D
the
stands
biggest
for.
sex symbol
Daisy Duck.
Yeah. See the size of his nose. Imagine the size.
of his other nose.
It sniffs too. So okay, so are you gonna get it anytime soon?
I'll probably get it, and I know Juan will definitely get it as well. So I think that'll be a good game.
And then there's Crackdown 3. Once again, Dylan, I think that you were
Yeah,
excited for this one.
I'm into that. So I think it recently came out, like maybe a couple days ago.
No, Crackdown 3 comes out in February.
Oh, there you go. So in a couple days from now.
It should have been out like 2 years ago.
It was announced a couple years ago with Terry Crews.
The same thing always happens though, because if you remember, even Crackdown the original was supposed to launch in time for Halo 3, and then I think it didn't, and then it had like a, I don't know, whatever.
This game is like,
but this game always, that always happens, and it always ends up looking the same, which makes me laugh. But I watched it. It's not graphically, just like the gameplay itself is just, it's fundamentally.
You know what to expect each time.
Yeah. So I'll get it. It's always like just a shit around game. It's basically like playing Saints Row 4, which is just like playing Crackdown 1. So shout out to the original.
It's all around a circle. It's a circle of life.
Yeah.
Or destruction. More so destruction.
Yeah.
Nice. And then, speaking of circles and going back in the same formula, Far Cry New Dawn. Have you played Far Cry 4 yet? 5?
I have not played 4 or 5 or Primal or
anything that's come out recently.
The other one, but I have them all. So
they're there.
That's the thing.
That Red Dragon or whatever.
They are installed.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
I played that one.
Okay.
No. So I played 3 and everything up to 4.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't played 4, Primal, and 5.
You haven't experienced Kirat and Pagan Min?
Correct. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck
that's
did
right.
you call me?
The guy in the
What'd you
pink
say?
suit. I know about the games because I've seen enough to kind of keep in
Piece things
touch.
together.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't have an Xbox at the time when they released and all that good stuff.
Well, Far Cry New Dawn, from my understanding, is technically, or I don't know, technically is the right word. I think it is a continuation of Far Cry 5. After a certain way the game ends in Far Cry 5, this carries on after what looks like an apocalyptic event. So it's a little
I don't
more.
know what happened in 4. The last one that I played was
we're talking about 5, Chris.
I know.
4 has nothing to do with it. 4 is in a totally different area.
And so is 3.
Hold on. The last one that I played was the one with the definition of insanity.
Yeah, that's 3. That's
okay,
3.
that was the last one. That was the last one that I started, and I played, I think, the first 2 levels.
So here's my take on Far Cry. If you enjoyed that game, you will enjoy all the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they are honestly all the same game, just kind of reskinned with a new map. And truthfully, when you have a good game, that's all you need to do. So
reskin, yeah. Is the one with the one in the Midwest? Is that number?
That's 5.
That's 5.
That's 5 in Montana.
That's the one where you can play in full co-op.
Yeah.
The entire game.
Okay.
Yeah. Far Cry 4 I loved. Pagan Min and Kiran. That was my first exposure to the Far Cry series, actually. And it came out swinging for me. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I beat it. I played it aside, and I can say better things about it. Far Cry 5, I've played into it. I believe I've unlocked the first whole section, because the way the map works is the people you're up against are split into different divisions or sections, so they control a piece of the map, right? So I believe I took control back from one of the sections, but then once again I got caught up with other games.
Yeah,
I have a tendency to get distracted.
I've been told that the one kind of, I want to say issue in quotations here, that I had with like 3
region, that's the word,
was that you could conquer the entire map before actually playing the campaign. So you could go in and collect every single outpost, and then it was a cakewalk because you owned everything, you had everything unlocked, which is absolutely what I did, Achievement Hunter over here. So of course I cleared the entire map, and then the campaign was a joke for me. So apparently they fixed that quote-unquote issue once again, because it's really the way I'm playing the game. It's not anything to do with the way they developed it. But they fixed it so you can't actually see the entire map. You kind of just explore the map as you see it.
right?
Which I think is pretty cool. So,
I mean, that's how in real IRL. That's
correct. That's
happened,
how it would
right?
work in real life.
You wouldn't be able to see everything right off the bat,
and not in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might be able to find a map and like see or like climb on top of a mountain and be like, oh, there's an outpost over there. So I guess that's what they're encouraging.
Yeah.
Which I'm down for.
You mentioned earlier supporting games that you've played over the years, and just don't mind paying them more and more.
So
Even if it's seems like a re-release. Well, there's definitely a re-release of a re-release. with Final Fantasy X and X2's HD remaster coming out for Xbox One and the Switch later this year, 1 or 2 months, I believe. Mm-hmm. If you guys don't know, well, Final Fantasy X is my favorite Final Fantasy game. I played it originally on PS2, unlocked all the Ultima weapons, things like that. Then it came out again for PS3 as an HD remaster coupled with X2. And then they did another remaster on the PS4. So it was like remastered twice. And now there's releasing it on the Switch and the Xbox One because Square Enix is actually releasing a few other Final Fantasy titles on the Xbox and Switch, kind of just opening up their games to all the consoles, which is really neat.
Well, X3, I think it was, came out on, or X2 came out on Xbox 360. So I mean,
there's been a few since the Xbox 360.
There's been a few, yeah, for sure. It just hasn't been consistent, and it's interesting that for something like Final Fantasy X and X2, that was an HD remaster back in 2010, 2011.
Didn't X5 or 15 come out just now?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 was a couple years
ago. So at least since I would say maybe X2 or X3. I don't know if my memory.
I love X2. That's the best. That's the best X-Men movie.
Are you talking about Final Fantasy 12? Because that's different than X2.
Yeah.
Okay, so
X2 X-Men United.
I never played Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of guessing now because the one game that I bought was X3. I'm assuming.
Talking about 13, the one with lightning, 13. Right?
Yeah, the one with the
That's
chocobos.
13. That's 13.
That's the only thing that I remember from that game.
Chocobos are a lot of them.
Yeah, I played that.
You're talking about the free roam one, and then you got into the random battles.
No, that was kind of. It was like semi free roam because it was like linear with like a giant circle in the middle with two. With two like paths going off of it, like that. That's as free roam as what I remember. Granted, this is another game that I only played like a couple of, maybe an hour or two. Didn't finish it because I went and traded back in and didn't care.
Yeah.
So all of my knowledge of Final Fantasy is from the Legendary Frog and his Final Fantasy parody song. Link in the description.
You mentioned something about link in the description, I think, last video. I'm not.
I did for my
and then I told him to just go back.
I'm not. Nah. Y'all have to deal with that. You can do a comment.
For you. Yeah, I'll drop that one for you guys.
Final Fantasy X.
First person to link it. I'll tag your comment.
Final Fantasy X and X2 HD remaster onto the Switch and Xbox One. I'll seriously consider buying it on one of those just to keep going. I loved playing it on PS3 again, and again I got pretty far in it. I would love to see it on the handheld on the Switch. I could see playing that on the side. I've tried games like Fortnite, Smash Bros. Anything that involves a lot of quick movement and focus. I don't like in handheld mode, to be honest. I play a lot on my Switch on TV, but I can see a game that like Final Fantasy X where the action is turn-based. It doesn't require quick thinking or quick movement. And I'm not saying I'm dumb, but I'd prefer playing Fortnite on Xbox over Switch. So that's just the way I've been playing. I'll look into getting Final Fantasy X, especially if it's at a reasonable price. They're releasing almost a 20-year-old game.
Notice how he didn't say PS4 because crossplay isn't enabled.
I was considering buying a PS4 just for Spider-Man. I might just borrow Juan's, to be honest.
Just for Spider-Man and God of War.
Spider-Man and God of War.
I heard God of War won best game last year.
Well, I mean,
also Horizon.
It's just because they didn't want to give it to Red Dead.
Good.
They wanted to because they wanted to recognize that
a game that came out.
God of War is a really good game. They just gave everything to Red Dead, so they're like, okay, Game of the Year goes to.
Yes, that other game
goes to boy. Come like, here, boy.
Bird Box.
No, it's
Girl and boy.
Accurate.
Bird Box Challenge. Yeah. Oh, is Kratos'
That's what he calls his son? Yeah. He has an actual name. It's like Artemis or something. I don't know. Someone will correct me. But get over here, boy. But yeah, he just calls him boy. Boy.
Oh boy.
So yeah, when I was talking about games that I want to support, it's more about like ideas and like concepts that they implement into the game that I like and would like to see in other games. So when I'm talking about games like that, I'm talking about So I'll just jump into it. A game that they're coming up with like a remake is Battletoads, which is a fucking ancient game, and it's kind of a dead meme. But they're coming out with a re-release of the game in HD.
They announced that when they announced the new consoles, didn't they?
Probably.
It's been years.
Been a while.
It's an old game, man. Like it's for the Dreamcast.
I know. Yeah, but this is one of those long time announcements that has still not come to fruition.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
So the one thing that they are doing in that game that I am supporting is couch co-op. So there's 3-person couch co-op in the game.
That's odd.
There's 3 frogs.
Number.
So what can you do? They're not going to add a 4th frog. That'd be weird.
He's DLC later on.
Yeah.
$30 plus you have to buy the regular game
DLC
again.
and he's not even a frog. He's a toad because they're Battletoads, and I'm done.
Battle frog.
Yeah, so there's that. And then another game that is coming out, and once again, want to support it, is Cuphead 2. So Cuphead came out, and it was like an indie darling, and everyone loves the shit out of the
still
game.
looks awesome.
Yeah, it holds up.
great.
And then, so Cuphead 2 is coming out, so that'll be another game, and once again, co-op is
I
supported.
heard it was hard as fuck, the first one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, my brother
Unnecessarily
played the
so.
shit out of the game.
Yeah.
Like, I have it only because he bought it on my Xbox.
But
Boy.
it's one of those games where it's like, yeah, it's hard, but the more you play it, the more you kind of get into the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
So it's like playing Guitar Hero. Like, obviously, you're not going to pick up the controller and just be like, I can play expert. You have to kind of work yourself into it. Or like Dark Souls. So.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Anything that requires precision.
Pretty much.
Right?
It's
Get in the
even,
rhythm.
it's
Like you
even
said,
more
get
than
in the
just
rhythm.
precision. It's like trial. Like, you have to kind of understand the concept of the game more than anything else.
Right.
Because it's not necessarily intuitive, but it's fun.
I mean, it did well, so it has to be.
And then another game that I think will be awesome, and I saw the trailer come out like maybe 2 months ago, and it was fucking killer, was Doom Eternal. And when Doom came out, like just a little while ago, maybe 2 years ago now, for the Xbox One, it was a fucking sick game. But Doom Eternal just came out, and they've gone bigger and like more insane, and now he's just in hell, so it's great. Yeah, I'm excited.
Literal hell.
Yeah.
That's a game that you just, if you want mindless fucking gore.
Yeah,
Picking
mindless,
up and
mindless
good
gore
music.
as well as, good metal and...
I re-downloaded the game because, again, I played a couple moments of it.
You
But
just
it was-
minutes here and there on each game.
Yep. Because I don't, it's
Short
hard to
attention
find
span?
time. No, it's hard to find time. Right now, I actually, I played Red Dead literally for, the first 3 missions. And
Is that after the snow?
no.
Tutorial?
3 missions into the snow level. So I'm still in the snow level.
Oh, fuck.
But today, I finally got out of the snow level and I played a couple of hours.
And you're like,
So-
it's picked up.
Well, it was always good. It was just I played it and then you
I was
guys
ready to
came
get-
on and we were playing other things and then it just kind of melted into the background.
I was ready to get out of that snow level 10 minutes and I'm like, get me the fuck out. I want to be warm.
Chris
There's
is-
enough snow out here.
Chris
in
is like
Canada.
a stockbroker. He's like diversifying his portfolio. He's like, I don't want to get too invested in any
Dabble
game.
in this, dab in
A little
that.
bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little.
So I don't put all my eggs in one basket.
Yeah,
I don't play
whereas-
all the
whereas
games at
I'm
the same
like-
time.
I still have this game that came out in 2015 that I haven't completed, so I'm gonna go back and complete that 100%
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
before I
doing.
play anything
I
else.
downloaded Grid 2 from the 360 days. I downloaded that and I have a couple of 360 games that Fable 2
Don't
or no, Fable
don't
3.
even talk to me about
Fable
Xbox
3.
360 games that are incomplete.
On Boxing Day, or I guess on Christmas week, Microsoft gifted me $7 through message on Xbox Live.
Nice.
Like, I forget what it was for, but they're like, yeah, use this in the
They
marketplace.
literally gifted you 10% on a game.
Yeah,
Not
so
even.
don't-
I got the
Or
Arkham.
9%.
I got the Arkham series. I had
Yeah.
to pay 60 cents extra, I think.
Yeah, no, because
Don't-
they assume that you're going to use it on a new game.
Yeah.
Buy yourself something nice. Don't spend it all in one place.
Oh no, I got like the first 2 or 3 games. I'm good. So I just have it there if I want to play it.
That's what I have. A lot of games that are there just if I want to play it.
Yeah,
I beat Arkham Asylum back in the day.
Look at my fucking library, 200 and something games, and then I have more discs that are just sealed.
Sealed,
So yeah,
never open.
that's fine. Whatever. One day,
One day.
One day
day's for
when I'm
certain.
dead.
Yeah.
When
now
you're
I
dead.
have,
Yeah. It's the
Shadow
best one
of
you can play.
Mordor.
Yeah,
Death is for two things: playing games and sleep. Right? That's what they say.
that's true.
Yep.
You downloaded the first
Shadow of
Middle
Mordor.
Earth game
Yeah.
from Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass. Game Pass has given me a lot of games.
Shadow of Mordor was
A
great.
lot of games for
Shadow
me
of
to
War's
play a
good, too.
couple minutes of.
And ooh, I got all I needed. It's like a little jerk.
Little
each
taste.
I
time.
lied. When I first got Game Pass, I actually got Mad Max, and I almost 100% of that game.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
that
was
was more than
one-
one pump.
Yeah, no, that was like
Double
the
boom
only
shotgun.
reason I didn't 100% that game was because the last thing that I have to do is like find a whole bunch of like a
Collectibles.
specific collectible
Yeah,
that's
fuck
like
that.
well over 300 of them. I'm like, yeah, not sinking more time into that.
No
Even with a
thanks.
guide, I don't even know which ones
Yeah,
I have
I
already
would.
collected.
I really have to like a game in order to do that, and I've only done it for like a handful of games. Like I think I've done it for Assassin's Creed 1 with the flags and Assassin's Creed 2 with the feathers, and I didn't really like Assassin's Creed 2 that much, but I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And like Halo with the skulls, I've always done that, but yeah, you won't see me collecting every orb in Crackdown. That's not fucking happening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, like for me, I'll usually set out to do a 100% on a game that, like you said, is super fun, but I usually end up not completing the like
collectible related stuff.
heavy, like the heavily integrated, like lots of collectible. Like once you go past a certain number, like it's too much.
I feel like the collectibles need to be, I mean, note to all developers, the collectibles need to be for something. They can't just be collectibles for the sake of being collectibles.
Yeah.
They need to either unlock some sort of gated content or they need to help you in progression. So, like, for
You know
example...
what unlocks gated content? Your money.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
But your time should also do that because time is money. So,
Not for them.
Well,
That's as soon as they get
You can't
your money.
collect your time
I mean,
except through your money.
speak to Fortnite. That's all I have to say. That's exactly what they're doing. Collecting your time.
That's
Yeah, Netflix has even said that they aren't fighting with other streaming services for your time. They're fighting with Fortnite
yeah.
to gain
Fortnite
your,
is
to gain your eyeballs.
it's other mediums. It's not. You're not.
They don't
facing,
care about Hulu and
Crave and-
Amazon Prime and all that stuff. Prime Video. They don't care. They specifically said that the only thing that they need to worry about to argue or to compete with is Fortnite. Fortnite
They
and then-
should worry about Amazon Prime. People can start ordering those Blu-rays again, direct to home. 1 day shipping. And then
They're
return.
gonna take
boy, oh boy.
Netflix's original plan right from under them.
Oh boy,
Except this time you have to purchase it, so it's even worse.
And then you're on your credit card and you're like, "What is this $90
But you
Prime
can return.
membership bullshit?"
So, YOLO.
$90.
Just kidding.
Gotta get
Don't
that
do that.
student.
Get student rate.
Prime.
Get that student rate.
$45.
Yeah.
Would you get Rage 2 for $45?
I would get Rage 2 for $45.
Did you guys play the first one?
I did.
I did not.
I did.
Okay, I'm with Chris. I haven't either. I watched the Bethesda showcase a few months ago.
It's a lot of fun.
It looks so fun. It looks so colorful.
It looks
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
The wasteland looks really nice compared to like the
Oh,
bleak, bland one on
The
from
first one's not
Fallout.
like that. The first one's like very bleak and bland, like Fallout.
So this one, they're going a different.
They're going a
right?
different route.
I'm game for that. I want to check that out.
They've got my attention.
They've got my attention. The different like moves and special abilities your guy has in that too look pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm thoroughly looking forward to that one. I'm looking at the list that we've compiled of these games, and it's been like this for a while. It's definitely sequels and
Well, yeah, every single
There's-
game on this list, other than I'm looking at one, is a sequel to something or the other.
Anthem. Anthem's original IP.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a sequel to EA's Disappointment. Boom. Boom, roasted.
Another installment in EA's
Just
sad library.
The final chapter, hopefully. Fuck.
I know, right?
when will they learn?
But yeah, I mean,
How
we
much can
we
you
can kind of
learn?
rip through some of these because a lot of these games, I am excited for them, but once again, like you said, they are sequels. Gears 5, I'm excited. It's a Gears title. I'm
I
going to play
haven't
it
played a
one way
Gears,
or the other.
Gears game since 1 or 2.
We're currently playing 4 on Insane, and
Yep.
it is great.
I
It's
was
so fun.
We finally figured it out. And the thing that makes me laugh, because the irony in it is so fucking tasty, because me and Chris initially started playing it, and we were like, oh, this game is fucking hard. I don't remember it being this hard. And then we were like, wait a second. I think we're just approaching this the wrong fucking way, because we were doing the whole Halo legendary strategy, which is both of us are independent lone wolves. We both have to be good. You take the left, I take the right, and then we meet in the middle, divide and conquer kind of thing. But Gears is set up in such a way that it's like, well, you're a fucking squad, so move as a squad. So it's like, we both take the right, and then we both take the left, and then we both take the center. So it's like, as soon as we realize that, it's like 100 times easier.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I was listening to you guys play that last night on Xbox Live while I did my daily Fortnite challenges. And at one point I was like, okay, this is your first death. And literally 2 seconds later, it's like, well, there goes our fourth one. I'm like, the fuck happened in 10 seconds?
Yeah, you die pretty quick.
Spawn die.
Spawn die.
All it is like that one unlucky view that they have of you. Like, you just so happen to set up in a wrong spot and dead.
I can stand that when we've been doing our Guardians co-op on Legendary and Heroic just to get the skulls and things. I don't think I'd be able to do harder insane mode by myself, playing just for completion. I'm not that type of player. You've seen my gamer score.
So the game's a little bit different. So both of these games are a little bit different when you play solo versus co-op. So when you play Halo 5 with... So I'll just talk both of them individually quickly. Halo, Legendary, if you're playing in co-op, it scales up the amount of enemies and the level of the enemies. So if you're playing by yourself, you may have like one elite, and it'll be a regular elite with 3 grunts and 1 jackal. But if you're playing that exact same interaction with 4 teammates, because it actually does scale up for each teammate, if you're playing with 4 teammates on Legendary, it'll now be like an Elite Ultra with 2 Sniper Elites, 1 Scout, 3 Jackals, 5 like grunts. It'll scale up per person. So that's why you're kind of experiencing a little bit more when we're playing it on Legendary. Whereas Gears is set up in a completely different way, which is that at all times, you will have a full squad, and the AI are actually supporting you. So... I also feel like Gears Insane is a little bit more fair, because whereas the Legendary AI enemies in Halo just fucking know where you are, and they automatically aim for you 100% of the time, there's no point in hiding from them. In Gears, you can actually flank them. You can actually get out of their line of sight. There is clear AI logic to the AI. So I'm kind of on board with that.
Yeah, it's good. Like, just every time... we meet up online, I'm kind of excited to play Gears of War because even though it's punishing, so it's
rewarding when you're done though.
You got that pain for pleasure.
Yeah,
Chains and whips excite you.
It's totally yes.
It's more like chainsaws.
Well, I mean that's the whole what's the word? It's what people really like about Darksiders and
Dark Souls,
both of them. Because they're punishing but rewarding when you finally figure it out or finally beat it or get past that one point. And it was the same thing yesterday. Even like just after you left, we like started progressing through the level, and once we started figuring out like the tactics and trying to figure out like a group strategy. I mean, it was just me and Dylan, but a group strategy on how to take them out. It started becoming more enjoyable. It was like we did it.
And we also ripped through it way, way faster. And the other thing that was really funny is that once we realized, okay, we have to do this together, the AI on our team also started getting on board. Because whereas before, like, we'd split up and they'd either follow Chris or they'd either follow me and they were in the back. When we were working together, they were in the front, they were shooting what we were shooting, they were covering for us. I was like, oh, wow, this is great. So, yeah, it's good.
I don't know if I'll end up getting Gears 5. That's where it concludes for me.
That's fine. As long as you get Halo Infinite. So, I mean, I think this game probably will come out in November, and we'll know by E3 whether or not this is coming out this November or if it's going to be coming out.
I can't see it as a game that's going to 'be pushed back. Like, if they announce it,
they'll announce it.
I don't think they'll be like, we need to move it back by 4 months, so March.
I don't think 343 Studios has done that, have they?
No, they haven't.
They've never backed.
Isn't 343 not involved anymore?
They're.
Is it 343?
They're Microsoft's company.
Oh, sorry. I got
Bungie.
I'm thinking of Destiny because they've dropped Activision.
What?
Yeah. Bungie no longer has Activision. They were like celebrating
as their publisher.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The game still sucks.
Well, I mean,
You guys go back to me.
in their words, they were saying that Activision was behind a lot of the decisions they had to make. So, in reports, the employees started popping champagne when the announcement broke that they no longer had an association with Activision. So, it's one way to find out if what they said was true.
Hey guys, do your research. The same people that left the company that makes the Call of Duties and made Respawn are the same people that left Bungie and joined 343. So it doesn't really matter. The people that are in Bungie now making Destiny 65 are no longer the people that made Halo, so it's irrelevant.
Bungie's going to be self-publishing.
Yeah, they have enough money. I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place.
When they moved away, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I wanted Activision's pull, but...
Yeah. Well, it was obviously a marketing thing. Whatever. Onward and upward, you know?
I'm just curious where they're going to take Master Chief's story.
With Halo Infinite?
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully they take it in a direction where we actually play as the Chief this time. Because I feel like that has always been people's gripe. Because even
Do you not play it as Chief at all in Halo 5?
You do, but not really. So, I mean...
I'm not far as far yet.
It's an old game, so we can kind of talk about it once we're done the game, and we can be like a little bit more comprehensive with it. But you kind of go back and forth between Locke and Chief, and you spend a lot more time as Locke than you do as Chief. In the exact same way that back in Halo 2, you spent way more time as the Arbiter than you did as the Chief. So that worked out well for them because Arbiter was such a strong character and his motivation was great. I don't feel like this is going to work out for Locke. But
Who's Locke?
yeah, exactly. Luke Cage, his TV show was already canceled, am I right? Yeah, so that's another game. And then a couple of other sequels coming out are Mortal Kombat 11. I don't have much to say. It's a Mortal Kombat game. I'm sure it'll be fun.
I'm not a fighting game person. I had
Besides
fun
Smash.
when it... Yeah. I had fun, yeah, just as we talked about Smash before, but I had fun with MKX, but for the few times that we played it on the big screen, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, I downloaded it again and just deleted it because it wasn't fun. It's not my cup of tea.
It's cool to see the fatalities and the brutalities.
But I can go on YouTube for that.
I enjoy it from a nostalgic point of view only because I remember those were like my first games where I was like, ooh, blood. Because like I remember I had MK3 and MK2 on the Sega Genesis.
blood.
And so that was good
Injected
times.
into my
Because
veins.
I remember you couldn't get gore on whatever the other system was, the PlayStation, I guess.
Super
Or Nintendo. The Nintendo had no blood, but the Sega was like, yeah, fuck that. We want the blood and guts. So I remember
And it was just like
that
this
was good times.
pixelated blur. Just oh my god.
Yeah, it was literally just like blood splatter.
Yeah.
And then Wolfenstein Youngblood is also coming out. This is the first Wolfenstein game where you're not going to be playing as Blazkowicz. You're going to be playing as his twin children. So I'm kind of curious how that will play out as far as the departure for the series, as well as I hope that they do some sort of like they have different specialties and you can jump between them. So that'll be cool.
I played a little bit of New Order. Wasn't my cup of tea.
It's a good game though. It's well put together and the graphics are good.
Yeah. No,
was it New
definitely-
Order then New Colossus?
Shadow
of the
New-
Colossus.
No, New Colossus. I think you were right.
Shadow of the Colossus. I think
Shadow of
was
the Colossus is a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Beautiful game. Yeah, I think it might be New Colossus.
Yeah, and so you're...
There was another game that also came out, like Old something or other. I don't know, Old Blood or some shit.
The Old Blood.
Yeah.
That was 2015. The New Order was 2014.
As you guys can tell, they're very creative with their words. I think they just have like
Old and
5
new.
words on a board and they just throw darts.
The New Colossus
New,
was
young,
the
old,
newest
blood.
one,
Order.
or at least in 2017.
Yeah.
I
That was fun.
played a trial of that. It was pretty cool,
It's always cool to kill Nazis. Killing Nazis.
especially in this climate, political climate.
Yeah. Killing Nazis.
It's like it's true. Nazis.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. On a lighter note, from killing Nazis to fighting ghosts, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked the one on the GameCube. It was...
That was the first one.
I would have to say it was... I think it was the first game that I played. I mean, I don't know how to consider it, if it was first or second, but I got Kirby Air Raiders, or Air Riders, and Luigi's Mansion, the first one. Those were the 2 games that I bought at the same time when I got my GameCube first. And, I mean, I loved that game. And then Nintendo 3DS version with
Dark Moon.
Dark Moon. That one was okay. I didn't have as much fun, but I feel like also it's because I've grown up and I'm much more cynical. It was still fun.
Yeah.
I definitely beat it. I almost 100%ed it again. So I have to say that I'm super excited for my Nintendo. My Nintendo has literally become a Mario machine. Anything that's Mario, Smash Bros, Kart, Party, I've got it on my Switch. So now it's just a matter of getting this Luigi's Mansion, and the cycle continues.
A quick note about Mario games. They recently launched New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, which is a remake of the one that came out on the Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. So now it's on the Switch, which goes back to Mario's platforming days. And so I thought that'd be cool. I would really like to see a Mario Maker on the Switch, because I think it did well on the Wii U. And it'd be cool to play around, make your own levels, and with the Switch's capabilities, I think that would be really
not
neat.
a creative person, so I would.
I would definitely download other people's maps and just play them, especially the ones that are set up for the Super Nintendo style Super Mario World or Super Mario Bros. 3, I think. Those art styles, and those are some of my first games that I've played.
Yeah.
So the nostalgia would definitely be there. Going back to Luigi's Mansion, Luigi's my favorite video game character of all time. I don't know why, I just identify with him, and green's my favorite color. I'm tall. I'm not as thin as I thought I was back in the day, but I'd be like, oh, I kind of look like him.
You have a mustache. You have
I don't have
a brother
a mustache.
that overshadows you.
Definitely not.
You have a mother.
I told you I identify with him.
You have a mother that has the exact same name as you.
I just like
except Mama in front of her, Mama Sebastian.
Mama Sebastian.
I'm pretty sure that's what we call her.
Yeah.
That being said, though,
your nemesis is a giant monkey.
I haven't
You're into
beaten either of the first Luigi's Mansions, so that might change with this one. Again, the Switch opens up so many more possibilities. The Nintendo 3DS, although I had it, I really only used it for Pokemon games, because that's the type of games I like on handheld. Luigi's Mansion 2 wasn't my cup of tea in that sense, so I think playing it on the TV will be a different experience, and I'll be more open to it. Like you said, getting older, it's definitely geared towards kids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to go in with an open mind and just remember, hey, might not have been made for me. What?
That's just what he sings during the game.
Yeah.
As we're talking about it, I'm just reminiscing about playing it on the GameCube.
Yeah.
And then an IP that is actually coming out for the Xbox One, and I think it's actually coming out for everything, is Control. And it's made by the people
I've not heard this.
Remedy Studios that have made Max Payne 2, Alan Wake, as well as Quantum Break, which was the game for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So it's similar to Quantum Break. You play as a girl who has some sort of
Control.
Yeah, psychokinetic powers. And so, yeah, I'm interested. I'm definitely going to be picking that up. I had a lot of fun with Quantum Break, and Alan
If
Wake's
it's
a cool
co-op,
game.
I'll pick it up. If not, then
I'm
this
sure
is
it'll
the
be
first
single
time
player,
I've
only
heard about it,
because
so.
all of the other games that I listed are all single player, so I'm sure it will be
Fair
single.
enough.
But, yeah.
You know what I'm interested in? Dead Island. No, I'm just kidding. That hasn't. There's been no updates about that. Literally, we were talking about that a few years ago when
I think Dying Light is supposed to be coming out sometime eventually. In 2020, maybe. Hopefully.
I just wanted to see that
E3 let
sequel
us
to
know.
Dead Island. It was so promising. The Jack Black trailer in California, and then it just went into developmental hell. Who knows? There might still be a chance of it.
Speaking of games that are in development hell that are finally out, there are two games that came out for the original Xbox and PS2 that have finally found their feet and have gotten sequels. So there's Psychonauts 2 and Beyond Good and Evil 2. I've kind of been up to date with both of the... I did play both the originals, both Beyond Good and Evil as well as Psychonauts. They're both really good games, both very original games, so I can understand why it took a long time for them to come out with sequels. It's kind of like making Half-Life 3. Never going to happen. But... yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. I know that these games both have huge cult followings, so whoever else is excited, I'm happy that they're finally making them for you.
Psychonauts, the first one, correct me if I'm wrong, was an indie game, right?
No, it was a full title.
Was it a full title?
Yeah.
What was it
played it.
about?
You're asking the wrong person. You kind of, you're a psychonaut. You kind of like dwell in people's minds and you deal with. It's a very out there game. That's why I'm like,
Okay,
it's not really something I can explain to you very well.
fair enough.
You
Makes
have
sense.
to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
And a game that also recently came out that after hearing, so following my methodology for buying games, Resident Evil 2, the remake. So that came out a couple days ago.
25th of January.
Yeah, so I've finally seen a few reviews about it, and I mean, it looks really promising. The last time that I had anything to do with Resident Evil was during the GameCube days. I don't remember which one it
The
was.
movies for me
RE3?
with
For me-
Mila Jovovich. I have to watch the latest one.
RE3? RE4?
I don't know. It was one of them. My friend had it on his GameCube, and I would go over to his house and I would watch him play.
Shit
Was it
in your
one where
pants.
you were in Africa? Because
I
that was
haven't-
5.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember. But I mean, it was fun. I
Yeah.
think it was the one in Africa. Could be. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Not important. This one looks really good,
That's important.
and I think I might pick it up. I don't think it's co-op,
Juan's going to be getting it,
but
so.
yeah, I know.
I feel
Juan's
like
getting
I feel
it,
like it would be co-op actually.
Damn it, Juan.
no, it's
No?
not because
Sucks.
essentially. So from what I heard,
You just have to go
you have
spilled beer.
Damn,
You
Chris.
have-
Get yourself together.
you can essentially play through the game 4 times. And you're playing through the first time as one of the characters, the second time as the other character. And you get a specific ending, and you get a different ending if you play them in the opposite order. And
Oh.
also, you have each character having their own path within the story. So it's not like you're playing the same game with a different person that you're controlling. You're actually playing 2 different stories that intertwine throughout the game until towards the end, and you get different endings based on the order in which you play.
Isn't this an old game?
It is.
So then why would they do that? Because the game concept is already out.
Well,
Like
I
the
mean,
story map is already out. You get what I'm saying?
I can't speak for the developer.
Yeah.
I
Let's
plead the
invite
fifth.
them on.
I plead the 5th.
Yeah.
Let's invite them on.
I don't know. I'd have to ask Juan about that. I'm sure he's got the answer to that question.
If he ever shows up.
I mean, for me, I'm probably not even going to go play past the first couple minutes. So, but I'm definitely interested in checking it out. It's a zombie game,
You play like you go to a buffet, an all-you-can-eat buffet.
and take a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And Chris
Until
has
something sticks. And then
Chris
you
has
keep
like the
going
Xbox One testing menu.
back. Testing
A bit
it.
of this.
A little bit of that.
He's doing Xbox Omakase edition.
I mean, it works for me. It's and I'm usually paying for like not full price. So it works for
Speaking
me.
of all you can eat, I am so fucking excited for Avengers 4. The
But-
trailer's supposed to be coming out real soon.
Is it?
Yeah, during the Super Bowl.
That's
Sunday.
the Sunday.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they always do it.
or
during-
last Sunday, depending on when this airs.
Should we save this for another podcast?
Can.
Yeah, we'll talk about
We'll
the
talk.
MCU.
We'll make it an MCU podcast.
Ooh, can't wait. Are you sure we don't want to do a DC podcast? DCU?
What's to say?
We still need to wait for them to do some more
I'm
with
kidding, I
it.
don't
They
care
still
about
need to
this.
make one. Yeah.
They still have to make a universe that actually
What's even
sticks.
canon?
What is even canon?
What is a good movie?
What is Ganondorf?
Wow.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us.
And with that, our brain cells are dead. And we'll bid you adieu once more.
Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you next time.
Oh, and before we go, we'd like to hear about what you're excited for. What games are you guys looking forward to in 2019? Drop a comment and let us know, and we will say that your game sucks and give our opinion.
Unless it's one of the games that we also said we agree, in which case your opinion is the correct opinion.
Even then, no. All right.
Tell us what I said wrong.
Talk to you later,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.